How are you all today? I considered doing another accent today, like one that sounds kind of like my roots, a type of southern accent, like the kind of person who might say something like, Jay says he ain't gonna get no liability insurance, he can just sit out in jail if he want. Um, I'd like to say that that was not a relative who said that, but I would be lying. Anyway, I decided maybe I wouldn't have as much credibility and it'd be harder to understand me. So today I'm just me for our lesson on conciseness. This should help you with our Kahoot quiz game that I'm cooking up. Hopefully it'll go well. Kind of excited about it. So one of the tricks to conciseness, Richard Whittick came up with this in Plain English for Lawyers, or is it Legal Writing in Plain English? There's two books. Is to eliminate what he calls glue words, the words that are holding other words together. We still need some of these, but if you can increase your ratio of substantive words to glue words, your writing will be more concise and more easy to follow. And it's the substantive words that stick in people's brains. So we want to get rid of the glue words. No eating the glue. All right. So, some tricks to getting rid of glue words. One is to eliminate compound prepositions. To eliminate there are, there is, there were, there was. Usually that's an opportunity for conciseness. Compound verbs, changing those into just a single verb. Phrasal verbs, converting those into formal verbs. Anytime I see the word of, there's usually an opportunity for revision where you see the word of. You'll see what I mean in just a moment. So, one of the things you can do is you can convert compound prepositions to simple. So, at that point in time could be then or now. By means of could be by reason of could be because of. By the way, there is a handout in course materials on Twin that has a much longer list of these, and you may find that helpful. You can also convert prepositional phrases to participles. So an example would be in the attempt to, could be attempting. In the fear of failure, could be fearing failure. In response to, could be responding to. Again, all of the things that you'll see on these slides, there's a much longer list in course materials on Twin. You could convert prepositional phrases to adverbs. So the writer's novels were of critical acclaim could instead be the writer's novels were critically acclaimed. His actions were under close control. Could be his actions were closely controlled. You can convert prepositional phrases to adjectives. So it's the nature of humans to admire beauty. Could instead be it's human nature to admire beauty. The response of the audience was silence. Could be the audience says blah blah blah. There I go, eating my words again. Better than eating glue. The audience response was silence. Something that I wish I had in the background right now, but somebody is over there rustling tinfoil. So you could change from passive voice to active voice. So the exam scores were tabulated by the teacher. Could instead be the teacher tabulated the exam scores. The baseball card was purchased by the collector. Could instead be the collector purchased the baseball card. By the way, active voice is so much more engaging anyway. Aside from being less wordy, it pulls the reader in. It's what you might see in an action screenplay. And it's also easier to follow active voice, less confusing when we see the actor out in front of the verb performing the action. So when we see the subject in front of the verb actually performing the action, it's easier for us to tell what's going on. You may have heard don't ever end a sentence in a preposition. You can end a sentence in the preposition. It's just don't throw a bunch of extra prepositions that don't belong there onto the sentence. So where did he go is just fine. It doesn't need to be where did he go to or where did you get this at. Instead, just where did he go? Where did you get this? Oh, this is my favorite one. And this really works for legal writing because it's a more formal type of writing anyway. We have these verbs that carry prepositions around with them. Like they're these really dependent, needy verbs that have to have a preposition, like deal with, that can be, so deal with could instead be converted to a formal verb, address. Came in can be entered, talked about, can be discussed. Finally, you can also eliminate nominalizations. So nominalizations are these phrases that typically have ION, and they also carry a preposition around with them. Again, they just can't be by themselves. You can change them into a verb, rearrange the sentence, and it's much easier to follow. So elimination of could be eliminate, in mitigation of can be mitigate, remediation of can be remediate. All right, that's a wrap. Good luck on Kahoot tomorrow.